Hello, I'm William McKnight, and I'm here at the 2012 Pacific Northwest Business Intelligence Summit. I'm here with Peter Evans, the BI product evangelist at Quest Software. Hello, Peter.
Hello. Hi.
Well, let's talk about Quest Software and bring that out a little bit here. So you have said to me, no personal business intelligence without personal DI, data integration. What do you mean by that?
Well, basically what we believe in Quest is that to have personal BI, you need to be able to have personal data integration. You need to be able to mash in sources that you may have on your desktop or sources that may come from another source that IT has control of. But we believe that without being able to do that, without being able to achieve that data integration, you can't actually have full self-service personal business intelligence.
And you say that to someone who's in a business role, it sounds like. Are you speaking to the business?
We can speak to both business and IT. We believe that IT have for too long been stuck in the reporting business, where they are constantly pushed by business to give new reports daily or weekly, where business intelligence for them should have just been all about master data management and keeping the data secure and safe. They're now in the business of creating reports, ad hoc reports, Excel outputs of that data, and not being able to give the data enough agility for the business user even at that point.
So how does Quest Software achieve this agility and self-service business intelligence? Basically,
we've developed a suite of tools which is surrounded by a intelligence central server, which basically gives IT the ability to create data sets from trusted sources. We have a lot of ability of connecting to a numerous amount of sources like business objects, OB Answers query layer, Salesforce.com, along with most relational database sources in a native query.
Okay.
We also connect to Hadoop and Hive layers, and the ability of being able to actually cross-query that and heterogeneously query not one but many sources and give a result set back that can then be published to the server, which the server then publishes back to the business user, and the business user can actually access that data.
And the business users can pick up on this and bring in these sources as they see fit.
Correct.
And they can share that collaboratively within the business environment.
Correct. So basically the use case we like to say is that we have a data set being created by IT, it's served up for the marketing manager looks at it, he notices that the data isn't actually fully correct, it's not rolled up and sourced how he wants to see it, so he then serves up a data set back to IT via the intelligence central server, so it's all still secure. He asks IT to then recreate the data set with that data included in it or to be filtered by that data. They then get that data set back and they can actually then perform how they want to view that data without having to extract it from the source systems. Okay. Because we believe that the data really, all the effort that has gone in by IT, we don't want to replace that. We don't want to remove master data management. What we want to do is allow businesses and allow IT to have agility with their data so that the business and IT can get together on the same page, so to speak, and actually work at improving the company and not at trying to fight each other off every day of the week.
Sounds like a worthy goal.
Yeah.
So how does a business user know if this data comes from IT and is governed, from a trusted source versus something that a peer business person may have
basically color the connection strings. So we have a key for each connection string that the user has to use, and we're basically going to have the visibility of that in a red, yellow and green traffic light.
Okay.
So if the business source is an OB source and it's come straight from IT, and the business user is just using it in his in-memory database sandbox on his desktop, then it will be colored green. If he then takes a look at that data and says, well, I need to add some further data in from an Excel spreadsheet, and he puts that into his desktop, that will come in, the color of the actual connection will then change to yellow to warn him that he's stepping away from that trusted data source.
Some of both there,
yeah.
Okay.
And then if he adds a second data set in, we then immediately turn that data source to red to show him that he's very far off track. It doesn't mean that the data isn't usable, because for that business user in that particular time with that particular data set, it may be perfect. But unfortunately, we've got to keep him aware that his master data management has been compromised because he's taken data from a master data source and he's mixed it with data that's not actually IT governed.
I see. Now, did you say earlier that some of these sources can be relational and some can be non-relational, like Hadoop? Are you mashing them up?
Yeah, we do. Basically, we've had a product on the market as freeware for about 3 years now called Toad for Cloud Databases. And basically that is our test bed for being able to connect to non-relational sources. We have the ability to virtualize the HDFS layer of Hive or HBase or MongoDB, and we visualize that as a relational type table, and we then are allowed to write, you can then write normal ANSI SQL against that data source. Now, because we're writing normal ANSI SQL, you can then pull in a data source from another non-relational source and write a join, which joins them together, or you can pull in data from a relational database. So we have the ability to take, for instance, a HBase database, an Oracle database, and an OB answers layer, and join all of those 3 data sources together, creating a mashed up data set from non-relational, relational, and business intelligence, and then serve that back to the user.
That could get some interesting work out really quickly.
Correct.
But I thought it was supposed to be NoSQL, like you cannot have SQL against these Hadoop and other non-relational sources.
We believe that there is going to be a major skill gap because of that exact fact, because people who do not know how to write Java, how to write Pig, how to write Hive SQL, you need to go out and get those skills and bring them into the company.
Sure.
So if you are a company that's looking to, for instance, have a Hadoop instance and see how it works with your company, the first thing you've got to think about is, well, what expense do I need for the training? What expense do I need to go and get a business user or an IT user that can use this technology? We believe that you should be able to write SQL against NoSQL sources, deliver the answers, and we do that with proprietary software that visualizes the data in a relational way and then allows you to write standard ANSI SQL as you would it against SQL Server or pSQL against Oracle. You write it against those sources, but the actual query is passed back down into the HDFS layer.
Okay.
So the work is still done by MapReduce. The data then comes back and it's actually mashed in our actual tool to produce the joined data set.
So the client can be insulated from that layer.
Correct.
Of it. Okay.
Correct.
Now, your solution is also all in memory, is that right?
There are 2 sides to the solution. The business intelligence side for the business user is an in-memory tool, which connects back to either Intelligence Central, which is the server piece, or directly to the sources if required. The IT tool, which is Toad Data Point, actually connects to all of the relational databases, to Hadoop and to the business objects, but it has a persisted data layer if required, so that you can actually use it as, for instance, a database analytical tool and look at your enterprise and then make a model out of your enterprise and actually create those joins and see if that data works first before giving it to the business user to analyze.
I see. Well, it sounds like it's one of the few tools out there that's really acknowledging the new relationship between IT and the business community that they serve.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about in Quest in making things simple. First and foremost, we have been an IT tool for most of our career. We have database management, we have VMware, we have application management software. BI is a new, an interesting direction for us.
Of course, you have Toad.
And we have Toad, and Toad has been there forever with Toad for SQL, Toad for Oracle.
Yeah, we all know that one.
Yeah, so I mean, we're building on that brand, but we want to appeal to IT to try and get them back out of creating all of these reports and get them back into the business of looking after the data. So they're responsible for the zeros and ones, but that gives them the agility to serve the business user better. I have an acronym that I've used for many years called Business Intelligence Right Now, or BURN, and there is no way you can have business intelligence right now as a business user currently if you don't have that ability to be able to integrate data from your personal data sources back into trusted data sources to give you the view that you want to see, and then to be able to analyze it, visualize it, and then share that visualization or analysis with other people.
Sounds like a healthier relationship and
absolutely
an acknowledgement of the reality of today.
Yeah.
So for more information, where can we get some more information?
Quest.com.
Okay.
We're actually just going through a process of bringing these products out as a suite.
Okay.
We'll be at TWI in San Diego at the beginning of August.
Well, thank you, Peter, and good luck to Quest Software.
Thank you very much.